totally miss you. I really freaking miss you. I'm alone all the time. Dude, I totally miss you. The things we did together. Where have you gone?
Bro.
Ah.
I'm right here.
Oh my God, you scared me.
I've been here the whole time. Like you just started singing.
Kick it!
Well, hello out there, and happy Thanksgiving if you're living in the United States. And if you're not, well, then you should be, because we get Thanksgiving.
And you also get $500,000 if you come over here.
Apparently, that's right. Well, if you're not attuned to American politics at the moment, you ought to thank your lucky stars for that. Welcome back to another fun-filled exploration into the very underbelly of manic thinking and prepubescent humor. That's right, Pinewood and Beezy back together again for yet another round of glorious interaction for your listening pleasure. I am your humble host, Pastor Pinewood, and across from me on this fine afternoon is the not-so-humble or so fine
Beezy.
That was lackluster a little bit.
Well, I'm just trying to keep you on your toes.
It's very, very mellow.
Yes.
You saving your strength for the Thanksgiving feast to come.
Yep. You know, I'm in hibernation mode.
Right.
So I'm getting ready. I mean, the systems are slowing down. We're preparing for a huge couple meals.
That's interesting.
So
you figure you'd like exhaust yourself to make yourself feel more hungry, but you're going the opposite direction.
I walk to the kitchen and I exhaust myself. So
your idea, you're conserving your energy so you can eat more.
Yeah, I mean that's what bears do.
Well, not really, but
I guess they have a big fight to get everything that they can consume.
Right, they eat first and then they nap.
I'm human. I don't have to do that. So
well, we're gonna do both. I mean, we get
fair.
We get to eat first and then we nap.
Yeah.
And then we eat again.
Yep.
And then we have food for like the next 3 days.
Yep.
Well, I have to tell you that now we're going to release this early. So if you caught this right at release, you're listening to this before your Thanksgiving dinner, which is really exciting. I hope that you guys take advantage of that. But I've already had 2 Thanksgiving lunches.
Good grief,
We had a Thanksgiving lunch after church on Sunday. And then I immediately had to go to my mom's side of the family for their Thanksgiving lunch also. So I had to eat a little bit at the church and then a little bit at the family so not to make anybody mad.
Well, I mean, you could have just eaten enough at one of them and just passed out and skipped out on the other.
Yeah, but then I'd really make people mad.
I mean, but you get that right. You can
family drama.
That is the one time of the year you can say, sorry, I passed out from turkey. I ate entirely too much and fell asleep in a recliner.
It is a viable excuse because any other time of the year, if you gave that excuse, they'd be like, bro, you've been drinking during the day? Like, passing out of your recliner.
Dude, you're fat. You need to see a doctor. Yeah, dude.
You got some issues, bro. Something's going on down there. Well, man, I'm happy to be back together again live, face to face, back in the doghouse.
That's right.
And it looks good in here.
I know. It's not 1,000,000 degrees.
I was just going to say, I have been dreaming about having to kick these heaters on for months.
Oh, man.
I think the last time we were here, it was sweating bullets.
Yes.
It was still hot.
Yeah, it was, it was 3-4 weeks ago.
And it was brutal.
And it was still 80, 90 degrees.
Yep.
And, of course, I'm not going to say much. Earlier this week, we actually had a sweltering one. So
yeah, well, so where I'm at, just, I don't know, what are we, 3 hours north of y'all?
Yep.
I was still 82.
Yep.
And I think y'all were a little warmer down here.
Yeah, I think we got up to like
Mid-November.
89.
Gosh, it's bananas.
And then, of course, this morning I woke up and it's 30 degrees.
Yeah, we had a 26-degree morning just a few days ago. So it was our first real freeze.
Yep.
So I'm ready, man. Fall is where it's at. I love spring for fishing, and I love fall for hunting. I haven't been in the mood to hunt. It's just been so hot.
It's been too hot.
And the geese haven't been flying. The cranes haven't been flying. I've been talking to my cousin a little bit. The deer haven't been moving a whole bunch. They've been seeing some, but it's just...
Well, they're confused with the seasons right now. They're like, I feel like usually at this point we're We're haunching.
It's like we're
getting
still
ready to start bedding.
We're still eating grass in the meadow. What's going
it's
on?
green still, so something's wrong.
Well, it's Thanksgiving for them too, I guess. They
Well,
just eat
that's
all they
fair.
want.
Yeah.
Normally we're eating them. We're trying to catch them.
Good times.
So my Thanksgiving's on Sunday before, and then of course the Thursday.
Yep.
That's kind of how we do it. Now, how are y'all going to finagle it this year?
So we do Thanksgiving on actual Thanksgiving Day. I'll do it with my dad and that side of the family,
Yep.
and then I think Friday or Saturday, something like that, we're gonna do Thanksgiving with my mom's. And
Nice.
then,
And it's important for y'all because y'all got to go showcase that kid around.
I know
It's a big deal. They don't care about you guys.
Yeah, that's great.
Definitely want to see the youngin' though.
We get babysitters,
Yeah.
so that's nice.
Yeah, and it's great. Every time I come over now, the Uncle Reese gets
Yep.
a little more pronounced.
Yep.
I can understand a little bit more. And this time it was like it was
Spot
spot on.
on.
So she's well on her way.
She's getting too smart for her own good.
She'll be entering the corporate world before you know it.
Well, I'm hoping so.
Maybe she can
Needs
pay a little
to-
of that rent.
That's exactly what I was about to say. You need to start contributing to the team here.
Well, welcome to our Thanksgiving special, and it's not all about Thanksgiving, but we just figure it's going to release on Thanksgiving, so we might as well call it that.
Yeah, might as well.
And,
we'll throw a couple little Thanksgiving nods in there.
And we'll talk about some of our favorite foodage, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
And also, we'll talk about some interesting collaborations you could put together in your shopping cart to weird people out. So that'll be exciting. But first and foremost, we have a very special libations.
We do.
Now, we were plugging this through October, and if you've been listening, you know that October was a little funky for us, and we kind of got thrown
say the
around a
least.
bit. So we got through we didn't get through all the Oktoberfest that we wanted. We actually missed two
Yes.
that we wanted to do, maybe next year. But
we can't exhaust all of them because we've got to do this again at least
right.
one more year, right?
at least. And so we teased that we were going to have a special release kind of the beginning of November. And again, we missed that a little bit.
Yeah.
But
And we missed it.
Thanks to Beezy's running around like a madman today. We actually found it, and we're going to talk about it. But as a bonus, not just one beer this week, but Trace Beer Host.
Treso Cervesos.
It is Cervezos. It's Cervezas.
Well, it's masculine, so there's Cervesos.
Cervezos today.
Alan, Nicole's probably going to call us out on that one.
I'm ready for it. Well, let's get into a little libations, and we will. Man, I'm ready.
Let's do it. Libations!
And they look so good sitting in front of us today.
Oh, these are beauties.
Okay, now as a just a fair blanket statement, I'm on the wagon as we mentioned last week, and so I'm going to sip and pass. I think is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a little sippy, and we'll give that back to old Beezy and let him finish. But what we have here, and I'll let Beezy kind of go over everything in
Detail?
yes, thank you, detail. And what we have is a Shiner 3. It's a 12-pack, but there's 3 different beers. Is that correct?
Yeah, so this is actually called the Bonfire Brewskis.
Nice.
I know the last couple of years they've been trying to do little party pack type deals.
Yeah.
They have the cold wave and the heat wave, or the cold front and the heat wave.
Right.
For
Cold snap,
summer.
heat wave.
Whatever it is.
And then they did one for fall and spring last year too.
Yeah, I didn't get any of those.
And then this one's totally different.
This one is new. They've got one beer that I love.
Yeah, that's the only reason we did
The
this.
only reason we did this is because this beer was in it. But then they've also got 2 new ones this year that I'm pretty excited to try. So this is from Shiner, and this is their Bonfire Brewskis. And it says, meet our latest lineup of campfire essentials. When the temperatures drop, cozy up with a cold one. This has 3 beers in it. It is the Shiner Toasted Amber, the Shiner S'more, and the Shiner Trail Ale. So the description for the Toasted Amber is, this new beer from Shiner uses specialty toasted malts for a brilliant copper color and delightful toasty aroma. Full flavored yet refreshing, this amber lager is a slightly sweet, crisp finish that'll keep you warm all night long.
Why do you go into your journalism voice whenever you do the beer reviews?
What do you mean?
Well, you could just read it like a normal person. but you got to have like the weird inflections, and it's like you're trying to showcase something.
I'm trying to showcase that I can actually read.
You're excited about it?
Yeah, I can do this. I know these words.
It's like, hey, I got through it, man. I got through it. Woo!
Shut up. So the second one is the Shiner S'mores.
I wish y'all could see him because whenever he gets a word right, he's like George Bush. He's like, oh, yeah, I said that right.
Cha-chang, 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 cha-chang.
I tell you what, before you go on, let's just do one at a time.
Okay.
And then we'll end with the...
In with the s'mores?
Yeah, we'll end with that one.
I did.
So you just did the toasted.
Yep, this is the Shiner Toasted Amber Lager.
Okay, so let's go ahead and give her a tasty.
I don't know what that music's all about.
Okay. I don't want to get off in the weeds on it too much.
Okay.
But there's this song that we found because of a car commercial a couple years ago, had Jason Statham in it. And I was like, that is a groovy tune. And so we went down this track trying to find it. Well, it's a foreign song that came out of the Middle East or something.
Huh.
And in America, it's called the Dolly song.
Okay.
And so we found it on YouTube, and there's this video. You have to look up Holly Dolly song.
Huh.
The original is called Leva's Polka, and it's this creepy elephant creature dancing with these weird little Arab sheep behind her. It's the creepiest video.
Okay.
With this crazy beat that I don't know, it's really catchy, and it's one of my favorite things. Like we listen to it on all of our road trips because it's just hilarious.
I'm glad that I don't go on road trips with you.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll post this to the Facebook group later this week.
Okay.
And so everybody can experience the joy of this video.
Or hatred.
It's something else, I'm telling you.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
All right, back to the matter at hand.
Yes.
So the Shiner Toasted is an amber lager.
Yep.
And at 4.5, I was expecting to be underwhelmed.
There's some flavor there.
Yeah, it's really not bad at all. And I don't know, I guess you would compare it kind of across the board with a regular Shiner.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
And it has a few more notes to it.
Yep.
And man, I like it. This is just a good sipping beer.
Yeah, very much a sipping beer. And like you said, it does resemble just the regular Shiner. It's not as heavy on the back end as a regular Shiner is.
I agree.
But I kind of like that.
I do too. And
it's a little lighter.
I don't necessarily get the toasted flavor so much, but I do get the malty amber.
Yep.
From the barley that comes through. And, do you remember Dos Equis Amber? That used to be one of my go-tos. I could find it everywhere. It tasted pretty good. It was cheap. I think this one is similar to that and beats it.
Yeah, so I agree.
I'm definitely a fan. So I'm gonna put this one in 84.
84.
Yeah, definitely a good sipping beer and a nice fall beer. Something's got a little heft to it, but not too much. I think it's one of those you could sit. You know what you could do?
Sit around a bonfire.
Yep, it's exactly what you could do.
So would you say this is a bonfire brewski?
Yep, I sure do.
So they
ding.
They packaged this one proper.
Yes, they did. Shiner got that one absolutely 100%
Nailed
correct.
It. And you know what? I think I am dang near on par with you. I'm going to go with an 85 because I one-upped you. Because I'm a one-upper. And this is a very tasty beverage. So I highly recommend this one.
Yeah, I do too.
That's what's frustrating. I'd have to say the one thing that's frustrating about this.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
I can't buy a 6-pack of it.
It is frustrating.
I can only buy 4 of them.
Now, one thing that will be nice, if they're all good, then it's worth the buy.
Right.
In the past, to get the s'more, you had to buy the cold snap, and I wasn't a fan of the other beers in the pack.
Yeah, they had it was the 1905 or something.
Maybe.
And then there was another one that was just meh.
Yep. So anyway, so far so good. 1 for 1.
Excuse me,
1 for 3 so far. And let's see.
I don't even know why I agree with you. Yeah, 1 for 1. Oh, man.
All right, so what's second on the list?
So number 2 on the chopping block is the Trail Ale.
Nice. They didn't think a lot about that title.
I mean, It's quippy. I like it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
trail
a
mix
little play on
inspired.
it.
All right.
So take a hike with our all-new Shiner Trail Ale. Enjoy this substantial, salty, and slightly sweet, full-bodied ale with flavors of nuts, dried fruit, and chocolate, both on and off the trail.
Okay, and 6%. So a
It is.
little heftier. All right, you ready for this one?
I say we cracker.
All right, let's do it.
Oh my God, that smells good.
Yes, it does.
Yep, that's gonna be too sweet for you. Oh, that's really good, dude.
It is good.
Oh man.
Okay, so look, it is sweet.
Yep.
I don't think it's too sweet.
See, it's overwhelmingly chocolate though.
Yeah, but it's almost a bitter chocolate, like a dark, yeah.
Mexican chocolate, almost like that devout.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the Devout is sweeter than this.
Yes.
And it's heftier,
Right.
but
It's also a stout.
yeah, I was just gonna say it's not near as drinkable, I guess.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong, that's an amazing beverage.
Yes.
And it definitely beats this one. But if you're wanting to drink 4 or 5 around a bonfire,
This is
You wanna go
definitely
this
the
way.
way to go, for
unless you want to pass out in the bonfire,
sure. In the bonfire.
then go with your Devout Stout, because it'll get you there, my friend. I promise you that.
And rapidly.
I don't get a lot of the fruit. I do
Nor
get
do
some of
I.
the nut flavor. I'm sorry. It just is
I
what
bet
it
you
is.
do.
It just is what it is. I'm sorry. It is there, and I do like the lightness of it. And with that 6%, it gives just that little extra kick. Again, I wish we could find this in 6-packs, because that's a banger of a beverage.
This is awesome. I think Shiner has come to redeem themselves.
Well,
because we've done a couple of stinkers.
Yep. And really, where you and I are now, just the regular Shiner out of the bottle is...
It's not good anymore.
Yeah,
I just can't do it.
I can do it.
If I have to,
you go
like
to a
if I go to a
party-
bar
Yeah.
and they
How
have
sad is
domestics.
that we go to a bar, a lot of bars,
Yeah.
and that's like the best they got.
Yeah, I know.
It's sad.
Yep.
Like, I kind of want to pull people aside and be like,
Hey,
like, look,
have you listened to this podcast? Check this guy out.
do you know how many thousands of beers there are around here? Like, just in the Texas Panhandle area,
Yeah, exactly.
and you
exactly.
got 6 beers.
Uh-huh.
Oh, anyway, that's a great beverage. I'm
Yeah.
gonna bump mine up to an 86 on that guy.
An 86, huh?
Yeah, we're getting into higher
We're,
territory.
we're getting to some good numbers here.
I'm not
And
sure where Shiner Original was for both of us, but I think C's definitely in the 70s.
I believe so. I'd have to go back and look, but I'm giving this one an A.
Ooh,
I'm giving this guy a 90.
that is surprising.
I am giving it a 90 because, man, that's very chocolate heavy,
Yep.
which I really like.
I do too.
And it's not overly sweet. But, of course, I don't really have a problem with it being super sweet. But on like a dark chocolate flavor,
Right.
I like the bitterness of it.
Yeah, it does have
And-
some salty notes,
Yes.
which mellows that out a little bit.
And it shows they got cashews and almonds on the can. I don't know if they actually have that in there, but it
who
says
knows?
nuts.
Yeah, I don't know. I got some of it for sure. So
Yeah.
it's there. I don't know how they did it in the process, but it's
It was a
definitely there.
tasty beverage.
So what was the price point of this 12-pack? Do you remember?
No, I just saw it and grabbed it, and I was like, "Oh crap!"
Well,
because I'd shopped around. I went to
Yeah, you
3
did.
stores.
Yeah, you did.
And,
ironically,
It was at the one I knew was going to be there,
right? You should
but
just
it was
went
all
there.
the same grocery store. It was all the United,
Right.
And I went to 3 Uniteds, and I stopped at one, and I was like, surely they're going to have it." And they didn't have it. They only had Shiner Original. That was it.
Wow.
So then I went to another one down the street. Same thing. They had a couple more. I think they had like 3 different Shiners.
Okay.
There's a new one, sea salt or something or another.
Oh yeah. Lime and sea salt.
Yep,
it's
yep.
not bad.
Didn't look that good.
It's okay. Kind of like a domestic. Drinks very much like a
Gross.
domestic. That's all right.
So, needless to say, I ended up going to the store I knew had it, and
Here we are.
here we are.
Okay. Now we're going on to the creme de la creme,
Yes.
and I think this is where we'll kind of separate a bit for
Okay.
obvious reasons. But we'll go ahead and give her a whirl. Now, you want to introduce this one?
I mean, is it on the? Does it?
Yeah, but they can't read it.
Oh no, I was gonna see if you wanted to read it, but it's not on the can. So.
No, I got an errand to run. You read it.
Okay. Shiner S'more. Make room for seconds with the return of Shiner S'more. Brewed with dark roasted malt and craft Texas chocolate, this subtly sweet, full-bodied ale is perfect around the campfire, bonfire, indoor fire, and more.
What are you giggling at?
Me.
Oh.
I make myself giggles.
By the way, if you hear a torch in the background, that is the...
Because there's a torch in the background.
That's the redneck cigar lighting torch.
You definitely got it.
It's one of those things. It will definitely light your cigar. It will also burn your face off if you're not careful.
Yeah, that blue flame's a little hot.
And it's large. It's quite large compared to, a regular lighter. So you gotta be a little careful.
Yeah, most definitely.
But it does get the job done. All right, you ready to go?
Let's do it.
All right, give her a cracks.
Let grasses grow and waters flow in a free and easy way. But give me enough of the fine old stuff that's made near Galway Bay. And policemen all from
So here's the deal.
Sligo and Leitrim too.
I've never had it out of a can.
It's a good point. I don't know if I have either.
So the last at least 2, if not 3 years, the Shiner S'mores came in a 6-pack.
Yes, they did.
So you could
As
get
well as
that.
the cold snap.
Yeah, and the cold snap. So, but that was all bottles. I think this is the first time they've done it in cans, and I got to be honest with you, it's not as exciting. Not as exciting out of a can as it is the bottle.
It's interesting that you say that because I'm in the opposite camp.
Really?
I prefer it out of the can.
Interesting.
And it is interesting that, look, stuff tastes different out of a bottle versus a can versus draft.
Sure.
It just does.
Oh, yeah.
And, a really cold Coors Light on a hot day out of a can is the bomb.
Not bad.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I think it's better than draft out of the can on a hot day.
Oh, yeah.
And so there's something about certain beers out of a can, and like Guinness, definitely got to have it out of a bottle.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Or on tap. I mean, if you can get it on tap.
On tap or in a bottle, for sure.
Anyway, it's not as sweet as I remember.
I
It's
know.
not as overbearingly sweet as I remember.
And I think they may have tweaked the recipe
I was
because
saying, do you think they dialed it back?
it most certainly was sweeter. And I think that's why I liked it as much as I did.
It was syrupy sweet.
I know, and I liked it.
So, like fluff marshmallows you get out of a can.
Uh-huh.
I always got that consistency when I drank it.
Right.
It was just rich and syrupy and overly sweet.
Right.
And I was good for about half a bottle.
Well, and the flavor was much more complex then, too.
I don't know about complex, but it was definitely in your face.
You could get, well, me personally, I could actually get the graham cracker and the marshmallow and the chocolate in phases out of the bottle.
Now, have you
I
had
don't
a
get it.
s'more with the s'more beer?
No.
That's a pretty good experience
Okay.
because the wife and I did it at the end of summer. So here's a really interesting thing. United keeps their beer on their shelf until they sell it. There is no giving beer back from United. So I know the manager in our little local community.
Right.
So he had like 4 boxes of the cold snap from last year.
Oh, wow.
And they had hung out all summer. I think you and I saw it one point in the
Right.
summer. So I asked Theron about it, and I was like, "Hey, why do you have this? Like, it's not out yet." And I don't think they even came out with that this year. And he's
No,
like,
they didn't.
He said, "We don't send beer back." He said, "We just sell it." And so they put it up on the shelf, and if it sells, it sells, and if it doesn't sell, they just leave it there till it does sell.
Wow.
And so we bought it at the end of the summer, and we actually made s'mores in the backyard, had a s'more beer, and then we went into a diabetic coma.
Well, that will happen.
It was good times. It was good times. All right. This one's better for me, not as sweet, and I'm going to put it right back in that 83, 84 category. So let's just call it an 84.
84. Okay. So you went 84, 86, 84. You're very, very steady.
Every single one of
beeline
those
it.
beers is they're all drinkable. They're all beers that I think you could sit down and enjoy one after the other after the other. And with a cigar around a bonfire, I mean, that's a perfect setting. They set that box perfectly. Because I think that would be a great setting to enjoy these brewskis.
It really is a perfect mashup for a box. That's one thing that they have actually nailed down is all three of these beers. I could drink all three of them sitting at a campfire.
And I would be curious to know if they tweak that recipe at all or if it's just us.
I'm pretty sure. Well, maybe we have refined our palates even more.
That is fair. In all honesty, that is a fair point and it's possible. But also, out of the can does present a different presentation.
Agreed. And look, because I have talked so highly on this one for months, I'm going to have to give it an 80.
Yours is almost like the legacy vote.
I know, man. And
we've been talking about this since midsummer.
I'm so disappointed.
Wow, bro.
I'm disappointed, but it's still a B. I'm giving it the 80.
Okay, so that's our official ranking. Now, it's interesting to note on what we remember, mine would have been in the low 70s, if not high 60s, because of how sweet it is.
Yeah.
Or how sweet it was.
How sweet
And
it
yours,
was
and
to
yours,
be loved
oh,
by you.
good Lord. And yours would have been in the 80s, probably.
Oh,
At
yeah.
least
It
close
was
to it.
easily a 93.
So because Shiner rebounded and fixed it, Old Pinewood's coming in a little higher than Obeezy is on Beezy's beer.
On my beer. I know, it's crazy.
That is crazy.
There's a glitch in the matrix.
Well, unfortunately, you got beers to finish because
I do.
I passed them on to you, sir.
I know. Well, I am the champion.
You are, and my doctor will be thrilled that I passed
Mine
them.
won't.
And your doctor, he's not going to be happy with you, young man.
That's all right.
All right, how about we... well, you continue to drink your beers, and I guess we'll go on to 4 questions.
That'll work.
4 questions. Beezy's got his beer. I've got my water and my stogie. And you might ask, hey, Pinewood, if you're not drinking your beers because you got some health issues, why in the world are you smoking a cigar? And I would say, if it was good enough for Winston Churchill,
Well, that's fair.
it's good enough for me. And mind your business also. I would also point that out.
Mind your business. Ain't concerning you.
So we're going to switch it around a little bit. I think what we did last time was I did 1 and 3, but this week old Beezy's going to come in with 1 and 3. So how about you just fire off old question 1?
Question 1. Matt asks, what food is just impossible to eat in a civilized manner?
So see, I guess he's speaking like at a table, with all the right silverware and the right plates.
Or just at Thanksgiving.
Well, yeah, Thanksgiving. Okay, so sub question Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But the real question right off the bat, I have never figured out the proper way to eat pasta.
Really?
Yeah, I'm always like slurp it up, and it's like
Smashing the eyeball?
Yeah, it just drools all over my beard hairs. I got stuff in there, and I got ravioli up on the earlobe
what
or
was that?
something.
You got what? Ravioli?
Something like that. Whatever the Italians call it.
Ravioli.
So I struggle with that, and then also, how do you dignify?
Dignify?
Nope. How do you eat pizza with dignity? I don't think you do. I think you pick it up like a man and eat it.
I tell you what I do is I take 2 slices, slap them on top of each other, and eat it like a pita.
Oh, nice. Like an open pita.
Like an open-faced pita.
Well, it's not open face because an open face pita is pizza.
Oh, that's fair. So a closed-faced pita.
A sandwich pita. An open-sided pita.
There are no sandwiches because it's a pita.
We're thinking about 2 different things. In my mind, I was thinking calzone. So an open-faced calzone is a pizza,
Well, yeah,
which is hilarious.
but this is a calzone with the sides cut off.
There
of
you
it.
go. There you go. All right, so 2 pieces of pizza slapped together, and you eat it like a sandwich?
Yes.
Yeah, but that's still not proper. You're still not using your silverware and your different plates and your wine glasses.
I think that is the proper way to eat pizza, because if you go in eating pizza with a fork and a knife,
Yep.
you're no longer eating pizza with me.
Okay, why? Pizza snob.
No.
Well,
You
what's
just
wrong with that?
Be civilized. Eat it. Eat it with your damn hands. That's the way God intended it.
Okay, all right, fair enough. So, take the hamburger. The hamburger was invented by like some duke, and his name was Ham something or another, and
Like a kick-ass Duke.
kinda. He must have been because he created a hamburger.
I mean,
So he ground up some beef and made this hamburger. So how did he eat it? Like he couldn't have eaten it with his hands. That wouldn't have been proper. So how do you eat a hamburger? You have to eat it with a fork
he
and a
had
knife.
somebody feed it to him.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Kind of like grapes. he had, had a servant boy.
He was probably hated, so he had to have a taster too.
Well, yeah, of course.
So the guy was tasting it and feeding it to him.
and feeding it to him.
Sounds like a life, I'm telling
one bite for me and one bite for the king.
you. The king of Hamburg.
Hamburger.
Okay, well, I don't know. Soup, maybe? Like if you can eat soup without slurping, that's probably pretty difficult.
I don't have a problem eating soup. I mean, I'm a heathen. I don't
do it on purpose, but you know, like sometimes you dribble a little bit.
I mean,
You gotta wear the little bib and seafood. How do you eat seafood?
Crab.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. You got it everywhere. Like if you bring me some plate of seafood where you have to actually get into it, it's everywhere by the time the table's done.
Yeah.
The only clean place is under the bib that they provide.
ish.
And it still sneaks up under there.
I don't know. I have made some messes doing some crab. We used to do crab boils.
Yeah.
And we would get our big old turkey crock pot and throw all the crab in that. So we'd have 10, 15 pounds of crab.
Right. And I've seen you eat crawfish.
Oh, yeah.
That's a pretty disgusting endeavor, too.
I murder crabs, dude.
Well, it looks like a crime scene when you're done. I can tell you
Yes.
that.
Well-
can you imagine the queen sitting down and eating crawfish with us?
Nope.
Like cracking that bad boy open, sucking out the brain,
Suck the
and
brain.
taking that little corn on the cob and just picking it up with her hand, and her little dainty 80-year-old hand, and her dentures come out whenever she bites into it.
It gets stuck into the corn on the cob.
She's like, "My gracious, you rednecks really know how to cook."
You know how to cook now, you redneck.
That'd be great.
I mean, invite her.
Okay, all right.
We'll have a crawfish boil.
We'll invite the queen the next time we get together for a crawfish boil.
Dude.
And she's gonna
maybe we could get knighted.
Hey, that'd be awesome.
That would be legit.
I'll tell you what, if you could get knighted over one meal, like Ramsay would have to bow down to you.
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's in the rule book.
You muppet.
Can you imagine the queen coming over and she's got like silverware in her bag? Like she gets it out and she pushes all of her like Dixie paper plates away, and she like sets out her whole printer
Like
proper. She's got like 7 forks.
$12,000 plate.
Yeah,
Just China.
she's got all the forks, all the spoons, and the knives on the top. She's got all of her. We're like, you're gonna need those glasses.
Put that shit away, Granny. You don't need it.
Here's a silver bullet. It's gonna sit in your corner and eat your damn crabs.
Yeah, silver bullet.
So it's for sure a crab boil. It's undignified. For sure.
I think, depending on the company you've got,
If the queen's here, it's
the queen's
pretty
in-
undignified.
yeah, undignified for sure. But if you're with your boys, then, I mean,
Maybe undignified, but it's fun.
button up, bro. It's
right.
going to get nasty.
All right.
What about ribs?
Oh, yeah, ribs tough.
That's
Have you ever
a tough
tried to
one.
eat ribs with a fork and knife?
No.
It's brutal.
I don't even talk to people that try to do that.
I tell you, the only way you can do that successfully is if the guy who's cooking overcooks his ribs just a touch and
Yep.
they fall off the bone.
Right,
It's the only way to
right.
do that. But
And then you got overcooked ribs.
I don't mind overcooked if I'm just eating. Competition, you can't do it.
Sure.
But if you're just eating ribs and they're well seasoned and they that fall off just super, super tender,
Right.
I can get down on that.
I mean, I don't have this girlish figure for not eating fall off the bone meat.
And one good thing about ribs that fall off the bone, you can take those bones out
Yep.
and you can make you a McRib.
Ooh.
But a good one.
A legit one that
Yeah.
has bone in it?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. You take the bones out.
Oh, yeah. So that's where the little divots on those McRibs,
Yeah.
where the fake bone was,
Correct. Correct.
where they just kind of patty press that meat and drown it in barbecue sauce.
I just figured at the McDonald's plant, somewhere in Salt Lake City or whatever, they cooked it so much that the bone just disintegrated.
It is fall off the bone.
Well, let's fall off something for sure. And then it falls out of your
fall
gut
off.
later. That is rough.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that one.
Well, I was talking to my dad about it not too long ago. I don't remember if I've ever had one.
I've had a couple, not a fan. The wife loves them.
Okay.
I can't stand them.
It looks super sweet. Like pork's sweet anyway.
Right.
And then I'm sure McDonald's sauce is sweet. It just looks, I don't know.
It's just not appetizing to me.
Fair enough.
Give me nuggets.
Okay, I can go with nuggets and then put them on a sandwich.
Yep.
With
a
some
little
fries.
French fries.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, have yourself a McBeezy.
Yep, McBeezy's where it's at. All right, now tell me on Thanksgiving. Now we got to go on, but tell me on Thanksgiving food, is there anything that's undignified when you eat it?
Turkey leg. I mean, you just gotta feel like a Viking.
I mean, you definitely look
just-
caveman-ish eating a turkey
Just
leg.
do it. Who cares?
Right. So every king that you see in movies,
Yeah.
it's fitting if he's eating a turkey leg.
Right.
Like, it's just the
Just
thing
greasy.
to do. Yeah. Running down the beard.
Greasy. That's a crazy guy over there.
Usually he's got his shirt off. His belly's all greasy.
What's got in there? A bunch of cheeseburgers? Has it got some turkey legs?
It's so gross. It's so gross. And he's usually got the harem around him. They're like rubbing his greasy belly. Oh, God. Oh, it's terrible. Gracious me. Well, most of the time, your Thanksgiving meal is pretty proper. At least on both sides, traditionally, we've used pretty nice china.
Sure.
They get off all the nice plates and set the table and
Get
blah,
the
blah, blah.
fancy sliverwares out.
Yeah. And then we eat turkey sandwiches for 5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just poop turkey for another month.
Now, I have seen some of the pie go down in a pretty ugly fashion. That's pretty good. And then usually, you start prim and proper at the table, and by the time you're done, you've had to like scoot the chair back, and you've had to unbutton the pants a little bit.
Yeah. If you're doing it right,
okay,
just wear stretchy pants.
Oh,
bro.
see, that's a little pregame knowledge right there.
Yep, that's from your Captain Plumtrable over here. Just show up with stretchy pants.
you gotta know the game, bro.
I mean, I've been doing this 36 years.
What does
I
Sun Tzu
literally
say?
got this under my belt.
It's the art of war, baby. You gotta win that battle before you ever get to the battle.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right. Well, question 2, we have another Thanksgiving type question.
Okay.
And this question comes in from Janet. She says,
Janet.
on a grocery shopping outing,
Okay.
what might you put in the basket that would cause the checker to look at you strangely? It would have to be different than just your regular turkey dinner.
Turkey baster.
Oh, yeah. That always raises a few eyebrows, right?
KY jelly.
Okay, you lost me.
Magnum condoms.
What kind of Thanksgiving dinner are you going to?
And the little pinky condoms. And
The
then,
little finger things if you cut your finger?
yeah, you cut your finger, you put a little finger condom on.
Okay.
So you got the Magnums, you got both ends of the spectrum.
Yes.
The bigs and the smalls.
Okay. All right.
And a helium tank.
Again, it's not Thanksgiving. I mean, the only thing in there is the turkey baster.
Who's dictating what's going on for Thanksgiving?
I guess that's fair.
Maybe you're having a key party for Thanksgiving.
Should we bring dressing or cranberry sauce? Bring a fishbowl because we're gonna put the keys in it.
Bring a fishbowl. And bring your partner.
Yeah, that's a funky Thanksgiving feast right there.
Wow. I mean, traditions.
Yeah, I guess so. Certain people might have some
Certain
interesting.
people. They may be into that kind of stuff.
What are you thankful for this year,
Janet.
Janet?
She does this crazy thing when her husband's not around.
Poor Janet's like, I'm just thankful I didn't get Scott this year. Oh, gracious.
Yeah, so read the question again. So weird things to put in your grocery basket
Yep. So
for a Thanksgiving meal.
So you know that feeling when you go to the store and you have 4 things you have to get, and that's all you get, and you
Okay.
put them on the little conveyor, and they go, and by the time they get to the checker, you realize that these 4 or 5 things, you're like, man, that presents a very odd circumstance that I just bought those 4 things. And
Okay.
usually condoms are involved. I don't know why, but condoms make everything weird.
All right, I'll keep condoms out of this one.
Okay.
What about dog food,
Okay.
peanut butter,
Okay. It's probably going to be worse. You should have stuck with condoms, bro. This is a PG rated show, man.
sleeping pills,
Jeez.
and I don't know, Twizzlers?
Might have been even stranger instead of dog food, it's just Hormel chili.
Hormel chili. Just a can of Hormel chili. I mean, you didn't even spring for the Wolf brand chili.
Just one can.
One can.
One can of Hormel chili. That would make me as a checker be like, oh, well, I mean,
Ooh, somebody's living it up.
you got some priorities or something.
I hope that dog's okay.
Well, the last time I get not embarrassed, but a little like, oh, that's interesting. The last time it happened to me, I had gotten egg rolls, frozen egg rolls.
Okay.
I love those stupid things.
Gross.
Put them in the oven. They're great.
Gross.
I don't know why. So egg rolls, we got string cheese.
I get behind that.
Okay, string cheese. Then we had a 6-pack of Shiner,
Okay.
and then we had a jar of pickles. Those are the 4 things. The wife sent me for 2 things. We need string cheese and we need pickles. And I was like, well, I'm going to get beer and egg rolls while I'm here.
Beer and egg rolls.
So anyway, it was interesting. And,
The cornerstone of any nutritious breakfast.
and what's funny is my brain, it insisted upon lying. I don't know why. I felt like I had to justify myself to the lady.
cashier.
Yeah. I was like, hey, the wife's out of town. I'm just picking up this stuff to get through the weekend or something like that.
The wife left me, and I need pickles. String
Pickles.
cheese. I don't know how to eat. And it sounded good.
It sounded good. I stay up till 6 o'clock in the morning because I don't know when to go to bed. Like nobody
She
tells
doesn't
me.
tell me. She's not around anymore to tell me when to go to bed.
Okay, all right. True story. True story. This is last year when I was living in Pampa, working in Border.
Right.
Brianna went out of town, and so it was on a Friday. So Saturday, Saturday for me is pretty tough because you're getting ready for church.
Sure.
I'm getting ready for the Sunday show or whatever. And Saturday, I never sleep well. So I'm sitting on the couch, and it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, man, I should really go to sleep. And then I was like, well, the wife's not here. She's not going to make me go to sleep. So I just stayed up. So I started eating on the couch, and I started eating about 11 o'clock. Well, I started with, we had a bag of chocolate pretzels, like Hershey chocolate pretzels.
Okay.
Eating those things, right?
Sure.
Delicious. And I was like, man, these would taste great with a little peanut butter. So I got the peanut butter, and I
Start
dip
dipping
them in there. Fantastic. So that kind of settled a bit.
Right.
And then I went back to the fridge, and I got a Big Red. So I drank the Big Red. I was like, that was really good. I went back to the fridge. I thought I need something healthy, so I got some blueberries. So I went back and I ate some blueberries. Bro, I ate the whole thing of blueberries, like a whole package of blueberries, and they were just gone.
Oh,
So
man.
Sunday morning comes, and I wake up, and there's like, there's some gurgling
yeah.
going on. I threw up 3 times before I went to church that day. I got to church, I'm all ashen, I'm like clammy,
man.
and I didn't feel bad anymore. I'd gotten rid of the
You
demons,
purged
right?
everything.
But that was the joke. They're like, your wife can never leave. She can never go out of town
You
ever
can't
again.
function, sir.
You have messed up here, sir.
I did something very similar to that the other day. We were sitting down watching TV, and I was like, man, it's too late for me to actually make a meal. I've got to go to work in the morning. It's like 9, 10 o'clock. I was like, I'll just snack, get some chips, something light,
Right?
and ate half a family-sized bag of hot Cheetos.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude!
Did it hurt you?
Oh my god, that next day.
It'd been really good on those, some peanut butter.
I probably should have chased it with milk.
Yeah, maybe so.
'Cause
Coated the lining a little bit.
Something needed to happen because there was a gastronomic nightmare going on.
Ooh, yeah, it sounds rough, bro.
Felt good going in. Not so pleasant coming out.
Right. It's amazing those things can break down into, hell.
Lava.
It's
If you ever wanted to know if a human body can make lava, yes.
That's how you do it.
Eat a half a family-sized bag of hot Cheetos.
Copious amounts of hot Cheetos will turn straight lava in your gut system. Oh, that's good. Hey, man, what's question number 3?
Question number 3 coming from Anonymous. All right. This is almost a thinky blinder. You have a scale. On one side of the scale is a woman, and on the other side is a bucket of water. What would happen if the woman were to reach over and put her hand in the bucket of water while staying on her side of the scale? Does she lose weight and the bucket gain weight? Or does nothing happen at all?
So this is a scale like the Scales of Justice scale.
Yeah, like the Anubis scales.
Okay, all right. So woman's on one side, bucket of water. She reaches over, she puts her hand in the bucket of water. Does she rest her wrist on the edge of the bucket?
No.
Just hand in the water.
Plop.
Okay, so her hand displaces the water.
Correct.
So the water level would rise
Yeah.
a certain amount because of the displacement. However, the weight would not transfer from her to the bucket because her weight's still held by her arm. So it would remain equal. It would the equilibrium would remain the same.
But if we were to look at it right now,
The pain's the same.
the pain's the same. I've seen a video of it to where a guy takes a scale, sets a bucket of water on there,
Okay.
and just dips his hand in there. Doesn't do anything. He just puts his hand in there. He's standing on the ground.
Okay.
The scale registers like 14 grams, or yeah.
Okay, well, if he's standing on the ground, yes. But if she's standing on the other side of the scale, so it's already balanced, so the weight's already distributed,
Okay.
and so she puts her hand over, I can't see how that would make the weight change from one side to the other if she's not putting any downward force on the other side of the scale.
But she is. She's transferring her weight to that side.
She's transferring mass. I don't think she's transferring weight, and the buoyancy of the water would
Mass equals weight, though.
but the buoyancy of the water takes that out, right?
No.
You wouldn't just remain equal.
I think it would remain equal.
Okay.
But
That was my argument
for
from
a
the
different
beginning.
reason. Because all the weight's still on the scale, it's just changing. She's changing. The weight does change. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, what's going on out
there? The weight is changing. The weight does get added to the bucket of water, but it's equaled out
Correct.
because she's taking the weight from her side.
That's what I said at the very beginning.
I don't think you explained it proper.
The equilibrium remains consistent.
The pain's the same. All right, so here's the deal.
I haven't taken a physics course in a while, so I'll be prone to be wrong on that.
You are wrong. But either way, here's the correct answer. If a woman's on a scale, she's a witch, and thus must be burnt.
I did not see that coming. I didn't see that coming. That's pretty good. That is pretty good.
There's a long way to go to that, but
Hey, it's a good workaround.
Monty Python.
I really like it.
It's a good Monty Python joke.
Yeah, for sure. What else floats? A
Ducks.
duck. A duck.
A duck?
Oh,
Yes.
that's great. Well, I'll tell you what. Since we went a long way for a burning the witch joke, I will take off my question and I'm going to call an audible. I'm gonna John Madden it. I'm gonna call an audible.
I like it.
And I'm really embarrassed that the closest football reference I could come up with was John Madden.
I mean, it stands the test of time.
I mean, it works, but there's a plethora of quarterbacks I could have.
Brett Favre.
Could have been a bunch. Anyway, so instead of that, I'm going to throw in for question 4 a blind question for you.
Okay.
Because this was actually going to be a blindy
thinker?
a thinky blinder for like next time.
Oh.
But I'll find a new one.
Okay,
Okay,
fair
so
enough.
here's the question: a witch that was on the scale has cast a spell on you because
Burn her.
you were trying to burn her. So
Oh,
she's,
okay.
she's cast. This is retaliance.
Okay.
Retaliance?
Retaliation?
There you go. What's wrong with me today?
I don't know.
A cigar?
Maybe it's the lack of beer.
It probably is. No lubrication.
It's because your body got a taste of it. It's like, we want more. Feed me, sir.
It's been weeks. Let's do a Wizard of Oz. Oil can.
Oil can.
All right. Anybody that was listening, they have officially stopped listening.
Good for them.
Okay. Question 4. A witch has cast a spell on you, turning you into an inanimate, non-electronic object for 1 year. To be changed back into human form before the year is up, you need to be able to get to at least 100 people to physically touch you. What inanimate object would you be?
So, to break the curse early?
Yes. Like, you're going to break it after a year regardless.
And it has to be inanimate?
Inanimate and non-electronic.
Non-electron. Oh, well, that throws that one out.
Right. Kind of know where you're going. I'm glad you edited yourself, sir. Although only one would probably use that. We hope.
Yeah.
You nasty.
What about, okay, here you go. Money.
Yeah, I mean.
If I was going to be a $1 bill.
Okay, so.
Or a hundo.
You know what?
If I was a $1 bill.
You'd definitely get
probably getting touched by some butt cheeks.
Ooh, I didn't think about that. I was just going to say a 1's probably going to get touched a lot more.
Right.
However, if you're worried about the butt cheek touching, you're probably better off going the $100 bill route.
Yeah.
Because she's probably going to be a classy broad.
Get stuck into some classy cheeks.
I mean, you don't have to worry about Sally out back. At that point, I mean, you're probably talking about a pretty nice establishment.
You don't have to worry about them cash crabs.
The cash crabs.
Yeah, it's a new game show hosted by Ben Bailey. Woo, woo, woo. Hey, you're on Cash Crabs. You have to answer questions, or you catch crabs. You get 3 wrong answers, you got crabs.
I don't want to play this game, sir. I'm just going to go along my way. Thank you
Can I just
very
walk? And cash crabs.
Cash crabs. Oh my God! You know what's funny? Sometimes people call them clams. Not anymore.
Not anymore. Now they're cash crabs.
Oh my gosh!
Oh boy!
Hey, money would do it. Money would do it
for sure. I think so.
So $100 bill. You're probably going to stay out of the seedy joints, and you're probably going to get touched by a bunch of bankers.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not bad. It'd be okay.
Yeah.
And
I think 100 still gets passed around. 100 will get passed around at least 100 times in a year.
Well, maybe.
I would think, unless it gets stuck in a banker's vault.
Yeah.
That's why I say $1. Take your chances with the cash crabs.
Yep.
Because you're easy tender.
Most likely, you're going to get out of it within like a week.
Right.
So you could probably just take your chances for a week.
You might even end up in a cool new city.
That's true.
Probably
so.
out.
Probably so. Okay, go with me another route.
Okay.
So you're automatically going to get it's going to wear off in a year, right?
Sure.
I have a fantasy about taking a year off and doing nothing.
Okay.
So what if you were just like the Mona Lisa? And you just got to hang on the wall. You got the people watch.
I got you one better, and I'm surprised you didn't even think of this.
All right.
I'd be a fishing rod. Maybe a fly fishing rod.
Only going to be used about 1 or 2 times. And probably only by one person.
Yeah. But when you're out, you're fishing. At least we're fishing.
At least we're fishing. All right. I'm with you there.
I mean, if I'm going to go on vacation anyways, I'm probably going to go on a fishing trip.
Okay. All right.
So if I'm wanting to break away from everything for a year, in that year, I'm probably going to want to, go fishing.
Okay. And then we could will the person with our spidey senses. We could will them to slip us some tequila every once in a while, just on the rod.
Ooh.
So
just tip a little, dip the tip.
There you go. We'd have a good vacation for like a year.
I mean, that'd be great.
And then people would be weirded out by them. Like, why is your fly rod all sticky with tequila?
That's how I call it fishing.
I don't know, bro. That fly rod's been talking to me for the last 3 months. I don't know what's going on.
I got a bunch of Mexican trout in there.
My
them
fly
boys
rod
love that tequila.
My fly rod is possessed. And this is how I appease the demon that's in my fly rod. So don't ask any more questions. All right.
Good one, man. I actually like that one.
Yeah, good 4 questions. Dude, isn't it so much better being face-to-face?
Agreed.
So
I've
much
missed
better.
you, buddy.
No doubt. Well, let's get on to some Cinemize, and you guys could probably guess what we're going to do, but, well, let's just get on with it anyway. Now, I do have to say that there was a good chance that I was going to turn around today when I was driving down here.
Oh, yeah?
I got halfway, and I called you,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, hey, I'm halfway, and about the time I told you where I was, I heard the recorder in the background. Like, your daughter running around playing the damn recorder, and I was like, nope. I ain't going down there.
I'm done already.
I got to turn around, bro. We're not putting up with that all night. I can guarantee you that right now.
Right now. That's all right. I can only do about 5 minutes of it.
Yeah. That thing runs out of batteries fast. So we got to put it up.
She doesn't run out of batteries.
I meant
ever.
In my house, the recorder be running out, quote unquote, running out of batteries. So we
Sure.
got to put that thing up.
It's broken.
It's broken till tomorrow, honey.
I'm gonna break that plastic reed that's in there, so that
right.
way it don't work at all.
If you're mad at your wife, you'd be like, it's broken till tomorrow when I go to work. And then you can have it all you want, my dear.
Yep.
Well, if you couldn't guess, Cinemize this week is going to be Thanksgiving movies and or movies to watch in and around the Thanksgiving holidays.
Thanksgiving must-watch movies.
All right. I know you got a few. And
I do.
I don't really, but let's go over it. What you got?
So, I instantly, and I don't know why I instantly thought of this one, but Addams Family Values.
That's weird.
I know, because I think it's because it just got done with Halloween.
Right.
But they have that whole middle section of the movie where they're at that summer camp.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
Right.
And they do that little, the Pilgrims play and whatnot.
Okay.
And it's all dark. I don't know. It's hilarious. I love that movie. It's probably the best one of the two.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. Maybe got a little family redemption there, and it kind of feels good around Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
All right, I can see
A little
that.
family time, family values.
Okay, if one does, yeah, I could see that.
Number 2 I had was Son-in-Law.
Okay, I'm right with you there. That'd be a great movie to watch over Thanksgiving.
It's a brilliant movie.
Fun for the whole
Pauly
family.
Shore, man.
Yeah.
How do you go wrong?
What's
I
that?
think you could hit just a whole Pauly Shore marathon and have
Yeah.
a solid Thanksgiving movie watch party.
Okay, I'm with you there. What's that chick's name in that movie? I
Yep.
really liked her.
Yeah. I got nothing.
I can't remember. Boyhood Crush for sure.
Fair enough.
I don't know when that came out. What, late 90s, mid 90s?
It was probably 97, 98.
This is where we should probably get the old Google machine
I mean,
going.
I guess I could Google it. What is it called? Son-in-Law.
I really think that's my favorite Pauly Shore movie.
Really?
I really think so. I can't think of another one that I would want to watch more than that one. Maybe it's because it's agrarian. It's kind of the farmer thing.
I think you're probably right. That one is one of my favorite, and I think close second would be Biodome.
Yeah, it's good. It's just so silly.
It is.
Like
all of his movies are
Yeah, but
in the army now.
Well, yeah. But Son-in-Law is silly, but it's good. The plot's good. The rest of the actors, the cast is good. What you got?
Carla Gugino.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well,
I think that's how you say it. I don't know.
you kind of lose hotness points
When you can't pronounce your last name?
No, when your name's Carla.
Carla. Carla.
Carla's one of those that you spend the $1 bill on.
Ugh. Next up on stage is Carla.
Oh, gracious. Okay, what year?
Oh, yeah, I guess I could look at that one too.
By the way, I'm sorry, honey. I didn't mean to.
93.
93. Okay, so in that realm,
Right around the good time.
Yeah,
in our peak years of comedy.
right? So the dad in that film was the perfectly cast dad. He was perfect.
Yes.
He was the one that he was super annoyed, didn't want him around, but still has a good heart, comes around in the end, just perfectly cast.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have his name right there?
Yeah, it is Mason Adams.
Okay. And of course, you'd recognize him as soon as you saw him. He's been in a ton of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So very, very good. Okay. Wonderful movie. And I could go with you on the Pauly Shore Marathon for Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it's not holiday. A bunch of them are holiday themed, but it's
Right.
a bunch of feel-goods.
Right. No,
Goofy comedies.
Right.
Good stuff.
It's weird. Halloween is such a wonderful opportunity for movies.
Yes.
And Christmas is a wonderful opportunity for movies.
And then you're stuck in the dead zone.
Right. And it's difficult. And we've always just watched sports.
Yeah, I mean, it's not America or Thanksgiving without football anyways.
Yeah.
So that was my next one is any of the classic football movies.
Oh, yeah.
Any given still probably one of my all-time favorite
Probably not
sports movies.
Probably not a family film.
As long as you don't got youngsters running around.
Yeah, like under 15.
Or you just kick their asses outside.
There you go.
Let them work off all the turkey
Okay.
while you watch that movie and take a nap.
There you go. All right. So y'all go play football. I'm gonna watch football.
Yes.
And also, if you play that card just right, they don't bother you all afternoon.
That's true.
It's brilliant. Brilliant strategy.
That is true.
Again, if you want to win the battle, do it before the battle.
Yep.
All right.
Exactly.
All right. It's a good plan. Remember the Titans?
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be a good
That
one.
is a good one. And Disney, so it's a wholesome family, good stuff.
It is. And I tell you, one of my favorite football movies, and I'm Radio. I don't know what it is about that movie.
That is a good one. Ed Harris.
Yeah, it's
Cuba Good.
Cuba. It's
Well, my pie, both of them. It is a good movie.
Very redeeming.
Yeah.
Very
That one, and then another one is the remake. Both of them, the original and the remake, are all good. But The Longest Yard,
Oh yeah, that's true. Both of them are good. That's a good
Yeah.
point.
both got Burt Reynolds.
Yeah.
But I think the revamped one with Sandler, I mean, it's got the big comedians of the time.
Yep.
Chris Rock, Sandler.
Yeah, that's good for sure. I don't know why I remember this, but one year we watched as a family, like a whole extended family, and we had like the tiny television in the console on the floor.
Yeah, buddy.
With the radio,
Where
attached
you
to
had
it.
where you had to walk up and use the vice grips to turn the channel.
You lost the knob 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't even come with a knob.
Oh, we watched Forrest Gump as a family one year.
Okay.
Like we had just gotten a VCR. Like that was a big
Oh,
deal.
dang.
Yeah, so you got to
You
watch
was
Forrest
styling
Gump.
and profiling.
Yeah, and I was too young for that movie then. I can guarantee it. But that's a good movie.
It really is good. It's long,
Yes.
lengthy.
Yep, for sure.
I definitely did not remember it being as long as it was.
Yep.
Till I sat down, I was like, God dang, is this movie over yet? Shit. I can go from beginning to end with all the cliff notes in my head.
Right.
Great movie.
Wonderful movie.
I didn't need to sit there for 2.5 hours.
I don't care how you slice it.
Jenny's a whore.
She's a bad guy. She's the bad guy
Yes.
in the film. Yep. Hate that character.
Yes.
All right. I will mention that Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins, that was like the game.
The Washington football team now.
Oh, that's right. Gosh, gotta be
PC.
nope, not a fan. Anyway, that was a big game. But when you and I were growing up, at least for me, the big game was A&M and UT. Because that was
Definitely not us.
nope. But in my family, we were Aggies and Longhorns, and that was a big deal.
Aggies and faggies.
Well, no, because that
With
would have been
Longhorns.
just one side. But that was I remember that being a huge rivalry, and we used to talk a
Yeah.
bunch of crap around dinner, and then A&M would always get beat because A&M
there's
always
A&M.
get beat. And I do remember like 1 or 2 years it was just like, whoa, we what? Oh, it's going down now.
You're getting me dessert tonight.
Very rarely did that happen, but it
Sure.
did happen occasionally. All right, anything to add?
No, I mean, really, I think I'm going to start a new tradition. I've done it before, but now that I've got a bustling family,
Nice.
I think I'm going to start the new tradition on Thanksgiving evening after things wind down
Right.
and you're in the second turkey coma. I think I'm going to start watching Nightmare Before Christmas. It's the only time that I'll allow it.
That's a good one.
That's a good stretch because you're probably next day getting up to put your Christmas tree and all that crap up anyways.
Yep.
So I think that's a good one to go with.
Okay. All right. I can get behind that one for sure.
So.
Good tradition. And do it now because it won't be long when the daughter's going to be wanting to get out of the house real fast.
Yeah, that's true. That is a true point. So,
all right, good Cinemize. We would love to hear what you guys think, and you can go over to the Facebook page. You can send us a message on our website, all that good stuff. And if you need to know any of that information, just stay tuned a little bit later to the updates. We'll give you all that where to go.
Yes.
All that where to go?
All that where's to goes.
All that where to go. All right, let's do some Thank You Blinders.
Cool. Thank you, blinders. You were muted.
That is a shame because that was pretty funny.
Spot on too.
So the gag is every time we do the Thank You Blinders, it seems like it needs the lighter click.
Yeah.
It needs it. But today, since I don't have a lighter, I just got the blowtorch.
Hit it again.
I just I blowtorched the theme, but I had my microphone muted. I mean, that would have worked so well, and I missed it.
Hey, it's our Thanksgiving special. Go ahead. I'll give you a redo.
A redo? You want to do the whole thing?
Just keep going. Just play it again. Keep the mics unmuted.
Okay.
And then hit it with the torch.
Okay.
Well, you didn't play the music.
Well, that's what I was asking. If you wanted me to do the whole thing. Well, we've ruined it now. So
no, we haven't.
We're going on. We're moving forward with the Thank You Blinders.
Move along,
now,
sir.
I do know. Now we don't talk about our questions. We don't mention our questions.
Correct.
But we usually have a scale on who has the better one going into it. Beezy always wins. He's always got good Thank You Blinders. I think I've got a better question this week.
I have come up short today.
Okay. All right. So Beezy's going to go first, and have at it, sir.
Cottage cheese goes best with what?
I can get down on some cottage cheese.
Really?
I love cottage cheese.
Interesting.
Full fat, 4%, big kernel cottage cheese. I love it. So I can eat cottage cheese with a lot of stuff. I like it with a really robust, well-seasoned meat. So steak,
What?
Yeah, steak, chicken, pork, anything that's got a lot of seasoning on it, love it. Very, very good. Any kind of fruit.
I have never heard that before.
Oh, bro, it's so good. So good. Any kind of fruit, it's amazing with. You just kind of have it on the side. Bro, I'll eat it by itself with just a little salt and pepper.
You are disgusting,
I
sir.
love cottage cheese. Absolutely love it. I could eat it with almost anything.
I don't even know you anymore. I don't even know you anymore.
I'm telling
so
you,
saying
bro.
you're going to sit there with a big old ham hock this Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
you're going to dip it in some cottage cheese.
I'm not going to dip it, but I'm going to eat it right there all together. And by the way, my wife is one of these people that she can't have any food that touches on her plate, right? She's got to have it all sanctioned off, right?
She segregates it.
She segregates, which is a crime in itself. So she segregates all her food. Not me, bro. I want it all together.
I'm with you on that aspect.
It's going to touch in here anyway.
It all makes a turd.
Right.
And especially on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I load that bitch down. That plate has everything.
Yep.
And then you just go in with that giblet gravy and just gravy ladle all over the entire plate.
Yeah.
I mean, you got bread's got it,
Your
turkey's
yams.
got it,
You get
ham's
yams.
got it, yams got it, hams and yams, hams, yams, turkeys, deviled eggs. I don't care what. If it's on that plate, it's getting covered.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you, look, I'm all about the combos. So, like, a little bit of turkey, a little bit of dressing, a little bit of mashed potatoes all in one bite. Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's where it's at, bro.
I tell you what, KFC was onto something when they did them stupid
Yeah.
bowls.
Yeah.
Because
Everybody
I
made
do
fun of
that
them.
same thing.
They made fun of that?
Yeah,
That's
ridiculous.
That's my jam,
That's
bro.
what I do anyways.
That's my
What
jam.
am I doing? I'm taking the mashed potatoes, I'm dumping my curd in it,
There you
and
go.
then I'm going to dump some gravy, and
Yeah,
I'm going to
son.
dip my chicken in it.
Yep. Now I'm starving. Thanks
know,
a
me
lot,
too.
man. So, Cottage cheese. Dessert? I can have cottage cheese with a dessert. Have you ever had apple pie and cottage cheese?
No.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
You put apple pie on your pumpkin pie? Or apple pie. Apple pie. On your cottage cheese instead of using whipped cream?
Sure.
You put cottage cheese on your pumpkin pie?
Not on pumpkin. I don't think I could. Well, I could probably get behind that. Have you ever had apple pie with cheddar cheese?
No.
Bro, you're missing out. It's
No, I'm not.
It's
I am
delicious.
not.
It's so good.
I love cheese.
Yeah.
It has its place. It does not belong on my desserts.
Well,
if you put cheese on my desserts, I'm throwing bows.
don't knock it till you try it, bro.
I've tried it. I don't like it.
You don't like, not your thing,
I
huh?
don't like it. And there's only a select few cheeses that I will eat.
Okay.
I don't do I hate American cheese.
Okay, I'm with you there. I don't hate it, but I'm with you.
I hate American cheese. America. And then once you pass that foot factor,
Okay.
like blue cheese,
Sure.
anything that gets to that rank level,
Gotcha.
I can't do that.
None of the stinky cheeses.
Parmesan's as stinky as I'll go.
Okay. All right. So no Gruyere.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. But if you put it on a dessert, I swear to God, I will hunt you down.
All right. I'll make you now. The rest of it, maybe not, but I'll make you a believer on the apple pie with cheddar cheese.
You will not.
I'm
I've done
telling
it.
you,
I've
bro.
had it before.
So
it is
good.
not good.
You're out your mind.
No.
You're out your mind.
I have a refined palate. It's
Okay.
all the beer drinking.
Okay, fair. Now look, so cottage cheese, pretty much everything. Now I will say there is one Thanksgiving staple that I can't eat.
Yams.
Nope.
Or
Love yams.
Sweet potatoes and marshmallows.
Love all that. I can eat
Gross.
it. Now I can't eat a lot of it. It's too sweet, but I can eat it.
I don't like sweet potatoes.
I cannot eat deviled eggs.
Dude, what?
It's not my thing.
Bro, I will eat an entire dozen
Most people love them, and
per sitting.
I can't do it.
So here's the deal. I love deviled eggs so much that I have my own dedicated tray
Of deviled eggs.
of deviled eggs. Everybody, we make like 4 or 5 dozen.
Okay.
I have an entire tray dedicated to Beezy. This is Beezy's tray. Don't go grabbing Beezy's tray. You can catch a knife in the hand.
Okay.
I get 12 to 18 deviled eggs. And I could literally just eat that for Thanksgiving.
Man,
Take deviled eggs and just dump some giblet gravy on top of it.
some poor chicken's working overtime to get your deviled eggs fixed.
Good. Keep clucking.
Wow. Well, not for me. I don't know why my mind went here, but did you know that a chicken is born with a limited number of eggs in their system,
I did know that.
and they will only lay that amount, and then they're done? I didn't know that till like just recently when we started.
300.
It's definitely more than that.
Yeah, I
But
Well, I don't like you anymore. I think you're disgusting.
That's fair.
You are a sick human being. And in my opinion, cottage cheese goes best with the dumpster.
wow. So you're like not a fan at all?
Not a fan.
Really?
Not at all.
Interesting.
And what's even weirder is growing up, I used to eat cottage cheese and peaches or cottage cheese and pears.
Right.
And something clicked. And my mind was like, nope.
No more, huh?
You gross son of a bitch.
Okay.
Don't fruit your cheese.
All right. Well, don't cheese your fruit.
No. No, don't fruit your cheese.
Okay. All right. Well, you buy some cottage cheese and you give it to me.
No, the wife will eat it. She eats that
She
crap.
likes it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she's smarter than you anyway, so I get it.
I mean, duh.
All right. So maybe that's another one our fans can weigh in on.
Yeah, please do.
All right. You ready for your question? It's a thinky,
Okay.
which is the right segment.
Are you sure it's not a blindy thinker?
I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
Okay.
All right. It's all about property rights.
Okay. Interesting.
If you own a piece of land, how deep does the ownership go? And how high does the ownership go?
I mean, do you ever really own anything? I mean, it's God's land.
It's God's land.
It's God's water, man. You can't take God's water. So I know on certain things, like if you buy land and you don't buy the mineral rights to the land,
Yes.
you're kind of screwed. An oil company can come in and drill on the other side of your property line under your property to get that Earl.
I put my straw in your milkshake. I drink your milkshake.
Yes. So,
By the way, one of the greatest movies of all time.
yes.
Daniel
yes,
Day-Lewis, not my favorite, but my gracious, he's
Yeah.
good in that film. That whole movie's great. Anyway, I'm
He's
sorry.
made two great movies. That one and then Gangs of New York.
Gosh, Gangs of New York. That's
a brilliant
fireball
movie.
of a movie.
Yes.
Absolutely. And then he turns it up with Lincoln. Critics loved it. Not a fan. Not a fan.
I didn't care for it myself,
Anyway.
but neither here nor there.
All right.
So, as for In the Earth, I think if you own the mineral rights to whatever is on your section of property, you have your property line down to like as far as people can go, which is 1,000 feet, 2,000 feet, something like that.
Yeah, they can go a couple of miles at the most.
Oh, so I was off quite a bit.
I mean, it's rare.
Well, I know they have in Russia. Of course, it's Russia. They drilled a hole just to see how far they could go, and it was
Interesting.
something stupid deep.
All right.
And they could only go to that specific depth because the drill bits kept just burning up because
Yeah.
it was too hard.
Right.
So it was something like 9 miles or some shit. I don't know.
Okay, so I'm with you underneath your feet. Okay,
Yes.
if you got the mineral rights, you got it for infinitum. What about above you?
Above you.
Now this
This is where it gets tricky.
it does. It gets really interesting.
Because you don't really own shit. The FAA owns it.
Or at least they regulate it.
Well, and this is like I've seen a lot of like TikToks and YouTubes about people shooting down drones.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they get like federal offenses
They can.
because it doesn't matter if somebody is flying a drone into your backyard and peeping and tomming into your window. If you shoot that down, that is technically considered an aerial vehicle, and
Okay.
it is protected by the FAA.
It is protected if you're registered and you have a license. If you're a Yahoo that goes to Best Buy and buys one and flies it over somebody's house, it's not protected. Not in the same way.
That's still not a chance that I'm willing to take because I'd really hate to have a federal charge on me.
For sure. So in the agrarian sections now where you have large fields where they plant a bunch of stuff and they want to check out and cattle.
Sure.
They have these huge drones that will go. They actually have fertilizer drones.
Oh, yeah,
They'll
I've seen 'em.
And I mean, they're giants.
They use them almost like crop dusters.
Right, and you got to get a license, of course.
Sure.
So those are protected. But again, your small ones not necessarily. And there is some legal battles that look. If John down the street is going to fly over my house and take pictures, I'm shooting it down, bro. Like,
I mean,
if I go talk, I'm going to go talk to him first. Like, hey, bro, like that's not acceptable.
I tell you what you really need to do and see if this is a possibility is you can take a marker line, take your property line, and buy the airspace.
By the airspace. I'm going to put up one of those big golf nets. It's like 300 foot tall.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there you go.
All right. So what about the stuff that falls from the sky on your property?
It would depend on the point of origin
Okay.
from the fall. If it fell from space, like you had a meteorite
Right.
fall down into your backyard,
Correct.
it's technically yours because
Correct.
it's in your earth.
Yes. And I think it is yours.
It
You get
is.
to dictate what to do with that.
Now, if a airplane
Yes.
drops
Right.
drops the blue turd out of the sky
Right?
and it crashes through your house, you win a lot of money.
I was going to say they're very liable.
That is an awesome lottery ticket you didn't even have to buy.
That's right. Yep. That's a paycheck.
Yes, it is.
Okay. What about rainwater?
Yeah, I had a feeling this was coming up.
Yeah.
Because there are certain cities and regulators and stuff like that that will ban, like they prohibit the collection of rainwater.
Correct.
Makes no damn sense how they can legally get by with that, because it's not your water, man. It's God's water.
God's water. Yeah. So the argument is you have a place like Denver, because Colorado was the latest one, and they actually got rid of it for the most part.
Right.
There is some municipalities that still regulate that, but for a while the whole state you couldn't collect rainwater, or a very small amount. And the idea is, well, we need runoff to fill the reservoirs, and you're preventing that.
I can see that to an extent.
A very small extent.
Every single person collected rainwater.
Right.
You're only going to be able to collect a specific amount. You're only going to hold retainer tanks,
Right.
500 gallon,
At the
1,000 gallon.
Most. I mean, that's a huge
1,000
tank.
gallon tops.
Yeah.
Now, rainfall is enormous
Right.
because it's covering such a huge area. You're never going to notice section. If every person had collected rainwater, the city is not going to notice it.
Right. Okay, so point of contention. The water that runs from Colorado into New Mexico through the Rio Grande
Okay.
that eventually runs down to Mexico. There are people who have purchased water rights, and they are allotted a certain amount. Theoretically, that water is bought when it falls.
Right.
And so in New Mexico, if Mexico doesn't get their water allotment, New Mexico pays them. They have to make that right because Mexico a long time ago bought the water rights. So they're in a drought right now.
Right.
If they don't send enough water down, they pay Mexico for that.
All right, here's the deal. So what you're going to need to do is run your sprinkler systems. If you got a water hose, just hook it up to the culvert and then let it run.
Culverts, yeah.
You got to let it run for 2-3 hours a day.
We gotta make
If
sure
everybody
Mexico
can do
gets
this,
their water.
we really can't afford to keep paying these Mexicans water.
By God, we're new Mexicans.
We are the new ones. This is our water.
It gets real interesting though. It's real sticky.
It's silly,
Well,
but
water's life.
you do kind of see.
Yeah.
I mean, they picked a shitty place to live.
Well, that's fair.
They're already coming over here anyways. So
Yeah. I don't know, man. It gets real squirrely real fast whenever you start looking at the
watersheds.
more like the community aspect
Sure.
of who owns God's water. It gets real weird, man. So it's an interesting question, and it's a question that conservationists, and because I'd worked in New Mexico with those guys a bunch, this is a
Right.
question they talked about all the time.
Interesting.
And two of them, so there was a group of 6 that kind of made up the council that we were always dealing with.
Right.
2 of them were hardened that water collection on your own property should be illegal.
Wow.
That water should be allowed to flow on its natural, wherever it's going to go. But they were also extremely pro-reservoir, which is
a damming of water.
which is the state coming in and damming up water. So you can't do it, but
we
the
can.
state can. Yeah.
Oh yeah, big brother.
So man, it gets really weird real fast.
Yeah, my shadow government.
All right. Well, good questions, man. Good questions all.
Yes.
And we're a little long, and I think that's it for our Thanksgiving special.
I think so.
And are we ready to do a little updates?
Let's do it.
All right.
I got some news updates for you today.
We actually don't have a lot of updates,
That's fair.
just a few. And I'll say we're very appreciative that you guys have stuck around through our mishaps over the past month or so.
Yeah.
And the call-ins, I know they suck, and they suck for us too. Like, we don't like them.
Agreed. We definitely don't. And I swear to God,
It's like Formula One out there, bro. What's going on?
I guess so. Holy crap.
But anyway, thank you guys so much for sticking around with us, and it's going to get better. It's going to keep getting better. We appreciate all of your input, and want to remind you to check out our sponsors. We have 2 right now that are definitely on board, and we'll kind of see what they're going to do for us in the new year and do for you guys as well as far as specials go. But Coco Cocktails is sticking around, and they're actually coming out with a new line of drinks in
2
the new
new
year.
flavors.
Yeah.
Coming January 1st. It's a tangerine and then like a mango or something or another.
Right, and neither one of us are fan of seltzers, but that one is pretty tasty.
I'm looking forward to both of those flavors.
Yep, we'll definitely try them out, and we'll have them on the show and
Of
talk about
course.
them in January. So that's good. And then also
We might do another one of the seltzer wars because apparently
no, bro.
everybody has jumped on the seltzer bandwagon, and
Yeah.
there's like 15 new brands.
yeah, there's new ones all the time.
So,
And
I don't know.
I think Shiner has one.
Shiner's got one.
Crazy.
Michelob's got one.
Bananas.
There's like 2 other big ones that are. I saw one of them that was advertised during the football game this Saturday. It's High Noon or something like that, I think is what it's called.
Interesting. Well, we're Coco fans, so we'll try
Yes.
to promote their stuff as much as we can. And then also we have a new sponsor that we're kind of just getting out of the gates with, Eccentric Brewery out of Midland, Texas.
Yep.
And not only is their beer great, but the brewmaster and the helper down there,
Are amazing.
great guys.
Great folk.
Really like it. They're on our Facebook group. You can go over there and join that. I'll talk about that here in just a second. But anyway, Coco Cocktails and Eccentric Brewing, check out both of those guys. All this information's in the description, so you can just check that out and click all the links. And our affiliates. If you're going to be buying some stuff this year, especially you ladies that are buying for your men folk, we have some great deals for you from Ballsy, from Manly Man Company, from Bottle Keeper, and a new one, Beer Connoisseur.
Yes.
And man, all of those are pretty quality companies.
Yeah.
And we get a little bit of a shout out whenever you mention us, whenever you buy their stuff.
That's right.
So you put all of our promo codes in. Again, all that stuff's down in the description. If y'all will help us out, get a little bit of a discount, and it's a win-win for everybody.
Win-win.
And again, if you're a lady, your man's undercarriage is going to smell divine.
Yes.
It's a win-win-win.
And how do you beat that?
How do you beat that? It's
How
good
do you
stuff.
beat a good smelling sack?
All right, go check that out. Last but not least, you can go over and join the Facebook page. That is the life of the life. That is the cult. This is a cult of the life shippers. It's not the life of the cult shippers. That wouldn't make any sense whatsoever.
I don't know. We might do a spin-off group if this one gets shut down.
It's going to be 5 people in there. It is the cult of the life shippers. And by the way, go join it while it's still active because we've gotten flagged about 6 times.
Yep.
And
It's a lot of fun.
It's definitely skirting on the edge when it comes to the Facebook censors.
We are Molly hatcheting or flirting with disaster.
So what you'll have to do is it's a private page, and so you'll have to go like the group, and then I believe you have to answer a couple of questions real quick, and then our wonderful merch mogul, she is kind of moderating all that with a couple others. They'll make sure you get through. If you're a real person, if you're
Yes.
a robot, don't apply.
Robots.
No robots.
No robots.
Unless you're Bender. We'd let Bender in.
Bite my shiny metal ass.
So go over and join that page. We do have a lot of fun. And last but not least, check us out on Patreon. There's 3 levels. Don't bother with the first level. Go to the second or third. That is the Hidden Brethren or the Life Shippers level. You get a brand new podcast once a month, and maybe in the new year, twice a month.
Yes.
That is the Hidden Revival. And actually, if you're listening to this on Thanksgiving Day, you just missed the latest one. Came out yesterday.
Episode 6.
And so go check that out. And also you get all the back episodes. You can go listen to them. And I think we have more fun there than we do here.
We do.
Really good times. So definitely go check out. Last but not least, thank you to our OGs and our newbies, all you guys that have been around from the very beginning. We love you. We thank you. You guys have made it possible for us to go on, especially your help on Patreon. We love you. Can't thank you enough. And you new guys that have come along, we appreciate y'all. Keep listening. Send us some information. You can go to our website, www.fwtgpodcast.com, and you can send us a voicemail. You can send us an email. You can sign up for our email newsletters that come out sporadically at the moment. But
Send us a review.
please send us a review. Bro, I was getting there.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Last but not least, make sure you leave us a review. It helps us a lot. It is the, what do we say, the lifeblood of the podcast industry. So go leave us a review and leave us a good review, you bunch of yaks. Yaks.
Come on now.
I don't know know why my brain went to yaks.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, go leave us a review. I think that's it. Last but not least, thank you to our wives for allowing us to continue this long and fruitless journey.
Yes.
It's fruitful for us,
Fruitful.
not for them. They are
definitely not
they
for them.
suffer every week.
I don't know. It may be a little bit of respite for them.
Well, that is true.
They may enjoy it because we are off for a little bit of time away from them, leaving them alone.
Yeah, whoever travels, I mean, they get to spend like a full day by themselves.
Exactly. So
sure they love
I don't know. They might like that.
Yep. And every once in a while, it bites us in the butt because we reveal our boyhood crushes, and then we got to deal with that conversation later. It's a problem.
Such is life.
But anyway, all right. Thank you guys very much, and we are going to end with a little ponder this.
Ponder this. Ducks become cannibals due to boredom and can only be stopped by cutting off their beaks. Ducks, they get bored and they just decide, whatever, I'm going to start eating everybody.
Really?
And then they just start eating. And I guess the only way to, once it gets a taste of duck, that's all it wants. And then it's game over, man. Game over, man. Game over. You got to chop its beak off.
Wow, that's intense. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right. My duck's got a surprise waiting for him whenever we get back into town.
Well, this has been episode 49, the Thanksgiving special of Fraternizing with These Guys. I'm Beezy the Heathen.
I am Pastor Pinewood.
And this Thanksgiving, don't hesitate to unbuckle your drawers and wear some stretchy pants so you can stay plumperable. And if you happen to find a cannibal duck, make a turd duck goosing out of that bitch.
Wait a minute.
Huh.
Make a what?
A turd duck goosing out of that bitch.
Why is there two ducks?
Well, it's a cannibal duck, bro. So it's already got duck in them.
Oh,
You got a turkey stuffed inside of a duck that's got a duck in it, and then you shove it in a goose, and then you end it with a hen.
so Marley, he ate his friend, so you got two ducks.
You got a double duck.
That's brilliant.
Turduck goosing.